most people think of vacations, they think of the beach or mountains. The last thing on their mind is work. But that is exactly what Brian Kurth is thinking about. Brian has built a business by sending people on vacations that allow them to experience their dream job.
Most people have an unrealistic perspective on what their dream job is.
Vocation Vacations pairs career seekers with mentors who give them a practical view of their fantasy professions.
And you're going to shovel into there.
Okay. I need Ethel in here with me.
Like Carolyn, who is exploring the idea of becoming a vintner.
It's really fun. It's a little different than what I would have expected.
Hurry up, Carolyn! We gotta get going on this work!
Before starting his business, Brian's life was anything but a vacation. He had been working at a Fortune 500 company as a director of product placement.
I was doing the corporate climb and working for a major corporation in Chicago and doing a 2 to 3 hour commute each and every day. When I came up with the idea of Vocation Vacations, I was stuck in traffic on the Kennedy Expressway in Chicago, making one of my many daily commutes, and really just feeling very burned out and thinking, here I am stuck in traffic, and realized, maybe there's something there.
Good ideas are hard to come up with, but even harder to initiate.
I had mortgages, and I did have a full-time job, and I decided to basically put my dream of starting Vocation Vacations on hold.
But Brian needed a change. He jumped over into an internet company, working as a director of business development.
I went into the .com world and worked for a company that was ultimately sold, and all 350 of us were laid off. And that's when it really was a bit of the forced nudge to really consider, what do I really want to do with my life at this point?
With some savings, Brian decided to travel and figure things out.
I traveled across America for 6 months in my Honda Civic, and while doing so, met a lot of people from all walks of life. So many people were like me, apologizing for what they did. I'm an attorney, but I'd really rather be A, or I'm an accountant, but I'd really rather be A. And then I would ask them, if you had the opportunity to pay for a 2 or 3 day experience, would you? And the answer was a resounding yes.
So that's when Brian decided to make the leap and start his own company. He moved to Portland, Oregon, and opened Vocation Vacations.
It was all a leap of faith of just saying, okay, here, I'm going to take X number of dollars, and I'm going to work for X number of months, and if I don't have certain thresholds met, then I shut the doors. There are those scary moments, and you're lying in bed, and you're wondering, what am I doing with my life?
During the first year, things were difficult. But Brian managed to sidestep 2 major hurdles: funding and marketing.
To start Vocation Vacations, it's all been self-funded and organic growth through the internet and through the press.
But he still had his fair share of obstacles to confront.
Not having the corporate backing, not having an IT staff, not having attorneys. As an entrepreneur, you don't have any of that. There's no quick phone call to the staff person who handles this issue. You're on your own, you're doing it, and everything takes longer. Getting the first set of mentors was incredibly difficult. I probably spoke with 50 different prospective mentors across key vocations in order to get the first 10.
Now he has mentors ranging in occupations from A to Z.
Myron Redford is our first ever mentor who signed on.
We don't charge extra for all the exercise, that you get here. That'll give us an idea of how ripe the vineyard is.
Myron is one of Oregon's top Pinot producers, and he is one of the founders of the Pinot Noir business here in Oregon.
I need some.
Okay.
Myron helped Carolyn figure out winemaking is not for her.
I would consider becoming a winemaker as a hobby, but as far as doing it to, for my living, it's a lot more work than I thought it would be.
Brian also learned the most important lesson about being successful in any business.
You have to have the business savvy. You have to have the wherewithal, the gut. But most importantly, those two cannot be there unless you truly have it in your heart that this is what you want to do.
After only 3 years in business, Vocation Vacations has exploded. They have over 300 mentors and have created over 1,000 vacations for people. which proves one thing.
You're never too old to get a mentor. You need to have a pragmatic, real, knowledgeable, expert person who's, in a sense, holding your hand and also giving you a little nudge in the you-know-where to move forward.
Brian has figured out the barriers people must break through to start their own business.
Key factors that really hold back people from change are all really based on one factor, which is fear. Financial fear is huge. But at some point, you have to just get beyond those and move forward. And if you're not willing to get beyond those, then that's okay. But just know that you're going to be stuck in that cubicle. You're going to be making that 2 to 3 hour round-trip drive commute every day. And own it or change it.